All right, let's talk about the one topic that we all want to know about, volume lashing. Let's go through some volume hacks that I have personally come across and have actually worked for me to make my volumes absolutely perfect. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariel and I am the co-founder of Flourish Lashes. Now let's get into the most anticipated topic yet, volume lashing and some personal hacks that I have myself. My first hack or tip, if you will, is don't get caught up in one method. I notice a lot of people get certified, and usually when they go get certified, they only get taught one method on how to volume fan or how to make fans. And that is the worst thing possible because honestly, there are so many different methods for a reason. It is because there are different methods for different people. Not everybody is going to work the same way and not everybody is going to get the same method down. Just because I like to shimmy doesn't mean you're gonna like to shimmy. Just because you like to pinch doesn't mean I like to pinch. So it comes down to figuring out what's gonna work for you. So don't get stuck in one method. Make sure that you're actually going to a training that does teach you multiple methods, or if you know one already, go ahead and find another training that teaches you a second method because you want to be versatile and you wanna figure out what's gonna work for you. Because if you're having a hard time, it might not be the lashes, it might not be the products, just might not be the right method for you. Hack number 2 is keep a tweezer cleaner on hand. I cannot stress this enough because I have seen it help so many people, because especially when you're starting out or you're learning a new method or even using a new tweezer, you don't necessarily know exactly how to work perfectly with that product yet or that item yet. And as you're working, you may potentially touch that tweezer into your adhesive unintentionally. And it does happen, but it could be the most frustrating thing ever. And you end up sometimes not even noticing that the glue is on the tweezer and it ruins every single fan. It is so crucial to keep a tweezer cleaner right by you just in case this happens, or all of a sudden your fans aren't fanning the way that you want them to. There could be like the most minuscule piece or touch of adhesive on your tweezers and it can ruin your overall set. It's a make or break. So make sure you have a tweezer cleaner on hand. This is going to help your volume fanning so much. Tip number 3, lighting. This is key. I promise you this is going to help you a lot. Little fun fact. My husband did my lashes a couple days ago. Just as a quick little fix, I needed some inners put back in, and his biggest struggle was not seeing my lashes. And it was because the lighting wasn't the best, and not only the lighting itself, but the contrast between the natural lashes and what's below it. So if you're using tape or using pads, make sure that it is the right color for the lashes that you're working on. So for instance, my lashes are black and I was using tape, but because the tape isn't fully white, it wasn't that big of a contrast because the tape had some clarity to it. So I had to go and put a white pad underneath just so he could see the lashes at all, to be honest. And that's gonna give you that contrast between the lash and what's beneath it. And you're actually gonna be able to isolate, place, and just see the lashes that much better. And a quick tip as well is if you are lashing somebody with blonde hairs, you want to use a black under eye pad, because if you use a white one, it's going to blend in with the blonde hairs and make it so difficult for you to see the lashes, as opposed to a black pad is going to really give that contrast between the lash line and what's underneath. Okay, tip number 4. This one is probably my favorite tip. Use a curved isolation tweezer. If you don't have one, that is okay. We sell our curved isolation tweezers and they are one of our best sellers because they really and truly do work. If you don't know what a curved isolation is, I will put it up right here. But the reason why I'm saying to use a curved isolation is because it naturally has this curve to it where it glides and really hugs the client's lid without you having to move your wrist too much or put too much effort or thought into how your angle is with your tweezers. So that way you're able to actually isolate that much more effortlessly so that you can focus on the actual fanning or placement of your volume fans. This was also another quick tip from my husband when he was lashing me. He felt like the curved isolation super helpful because he didn't have to worry about pinching me, didn't have to worry about how the tweezers were sitting on my eyelids. It was just an effortless isolation. So this one is a huge tip. And if you are struggling to find one, I promise you guys, our curved isolation is the way to go. You can also find it on flourishlashes.com and that will be in the description below. Okay, tip number 5. So this one is a saver, and I'm talking about saver in terms of your mental state, because the worst thing that can happen is you're lashing away and everything looks great. And then when you go to actually go through your lash line or brush your lashes, all of those bases are stuck together. And I promise you, with volume lashing, it is so much easier to have the bases stuck together just because there's more lashes involved, more adhesive. Sometimes everything's a little bit tight knit. So you have to be very careful with your bases not touching each other. So the tip here is to make sure that you're taking your tweezers, and this is also why your tweezers need to be extra sharp, because you want to make sure that you're able to go through each lash individually and each fan individually to ensure none of the bases are stuck together. You want to do this ever so often throughout your set, just to make sure. I usually do it section by section just to make sure my lashes aren't stuck together, because if they are, then I got to adjust or I got to pull them apart, and you can just do a quick little tug with your isolation and your placement to make sure nothing is stuck together. You really want to emphasize this exact tip because you never want your client to leave and have those bases stuck together. It's gonna hurt, it's gonna be uncomfortable, and it's gonna cause damage. So use that one and make sure you do it every single time. Okay, and for my very last tip, which is my 6th hack, is when you are creating spikes for your volume sets, I like to use primer to do this. This is super, super helpful. Just a quick tip to use a little bit of primer to actually bond those spikes together. If you guys actually want a tutorial on this, let me know in the comments and I can do that for you. But primer is the way to go, especially if you're struggling trying to keep those fans closed. You definitely never want to make sure that they're too open. So using primer is going to keep them closed. But if you want to know how, let me know in the comments and I will do a tutorial for you guys. This is just touching the surface when we're talking about volume lashing, hacks, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. There's so much more. And if you guys are interested and you guys really want to elevate your volume experiences, not just for your clients, but also for yourself, make your life a lot easier, then you need to attend Lashspire. Lashspire is hosted by myself and Yogi Slash and Beauty. If you guys are interested, we are touring and we are going to be in Dallas next month, July 17th and 18th. So if you guys want to be a part of that, it's not too late. Go ahead and sign up right now. The link will be in the description as well. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will be back with something new next time. Bye.